Hello everyone, my name is Livawesome and welcome back to another episode here with me on the Pleasant Junction server. Last episode we built this giant flying pirate ship, which is pretty epic if I do say so myself. However, since building this pirate ship, I've encountered a few problems. One of those issues I acknowledged in my last episode, and that's that this pirate ship is missing a crew. And as the saying goes, what's a captain without her crew? At some point this episode, I plan to use some of my armor standification skills and try and, well, make this place a little bit more lively. And while I'm at it, I also plan to add a steering wheel. It's not really necessary at the moment since we're not currently heading towards anything that we could potentially crash into. However, that's probably gonna change pretty soon. I know I said that I built this pirate ship to explore the new 1.18 land generation, but this pirate here kinda misses home. Arrgh, and I personally don't think that the sky would mind too much if we added a bit more piratey things to its open airs. So, let's make this place feel a bit more like home. Now it might be a good time to add that steering wheel. And one failed time lapse later, I can officially say that this flying pirate ship has a steering wheel! And a very glitchy one at that. With the amount of armor stands that this thing is made of, it was bound to happen. But I'm still pretty proud with how it turned out. And with that armor stand project done, it's time to move on to the next one. I think it's about time that we give this ship a crew. I've gone ahead and made a few heads for them all. Now it's just a matter of bringing them all to life. So I tried to do another time lapse, but once again, it just didn't work out. So to make it up to you guys, here's a little clip of me casting off a stowaway. Excuse me, sir, you don't belong here. You shall be walking the plank. I accept ye fate. Arrgh! Oh no! Oops. Oh no. You're going down with them. Bye-bye, llamas. Well, that's what happens when you come on my ship uninvited. And with that out of the way, let me give you a tour of the armor stands that I've made. Let's start with this fellow over here. Now, I know this may sound a little bit weird, but as I was creating these armor stands, I kinda, in my mind, gave them a little bit of a personality, kind of some characteristics. I don't know if that's weird or not, but this guy here, I've decided to call him Victor. Now Victor, he's the tough, strong teddy bear of my crew. You can't really portray much with armor stands, they're just sticks and bones or sticks and leather, you know. So Victor here, he's kind of the strong one of the bunch. He's really big, he's really muscular, but he's just a sweet teddy bear and all he wants to do is help. So here we've got him moving some barrels over to this pile right here. So yeah, that's Victor. Then over here we've got a couple characters. This here is Lacey. Now Lacey isn't that strong of a fighter, so she's practicing here with her dad, Frederick. He's given her a bit of lessons, and she's definitely learning. Look at that sparks flying from here. That's one of my favorite tricks to use with swords, is using blaze powder to make it look like they're sparking up, because they're just, you know, I don't know. I don't know how swords work, but I guess I'm assuming that's what they do. And then moving on over here, we've got this person who I am calling Jane. And let me just say this, Jane gives me Moana vibes. I just imagine her here at the front of the ship, hanging on and singing How Far I'll Go out into the open. Yeah, so that's Jane. She's definitely an adventurer. And then last but not least, we've got the last member of my crew up here in the crow's nest. And this here is Hugh. Now, Hugh is one of the quiet ones of the bunch. He doesn't say much, but he is a good lookout, despite only having one eye. So he keeps watch for enemy ships or any land that's in the distance, and right now he's doing a pretty good job. He's just spotted this floating island over here, which I will show off in a little bit, because I've just realized I haven't done that yet. Oh, and I should also probably mention that right here is me. Oh, let me come on this side. As the captain of this ship, I thought I should at least get an armor stand statue too. And someone's got to be steering this ship. Don't want to crash into those islands. Speaking of which, why don't I go show you guys those? Let's start off with the volcano. Let me start off by saying that this is the first volcano that I've ever made, and I need to use a whole lot of reference images for this. I took a lot of inspiration from one of Good Times with Scar's volcanoes, especially here with the smoke. The smoke was one of the most interesting parts because you wanted to make it turn from that dark gradient to a lighter one without making it messy, and this is really hard to see. Let me stand over here. Gradients are such a cool thing in this game, and I've never really messed around with them before, so I decided to try my hand at them for once, and I think this turned out pretty nice. Going from that black to dark gray to light gray, then back to black, light gray, white. I tried to make this place look as barren and singed as possible. I used a few bits and pieces of dead coral, and a few lighter pieces to make it look like there were piles of ashes and broken up pieces of rocks. I was experimenting with having lava spewing out of the top in a creative mode, but I came to learn that it can get a little bit messy, and this whole entire side would have been drenched if I had used it, so I decided to just go with some magma blocks, and I think that makes it look a lot more natural. And then over here, we've got what I've been calling the tropical island. It's a lot smaller and underwhelming compared to the volcano, but it has that nice little charm to it. It's certainly a lot more vibrant. It's like two sides of the same coin. This place is home to a whole bunch of tropical fish and polyester's cousins, and the occasional crab. I found some custom heads online that I used for coconuts on these palm trees, and I tried to give this place a more lush and fruitful vibe. I might make another one of these islands in the future. It just depends on how much patience I have. Building up in the sky is a bit of a challenge. Oh, and there was one last thing that I did here on the pirate ship that I almost forgot to show you. Right down here in the kitchen. This place is a lot more lively than the last time we were here. Let's start here with Victor. You know him as the big, strong, cuddly teddy bear, but he also likes to cook. And right here, it looks like he's making a sort of potato and carrot stew. Not quite sure how that'll turn out, but I'm sure it'll be delicious if Victor is cooking. We've got Hugh over here getting a nice glass of root beer. And we've got Lacey, Frederick, and Jane sitting here at the table ready for a nice, bountiful meal. I've also gone around the room and tried to make it a little bit more decorated. Usually to break up the sameness, you would use different types of blocks here on the floor, but I didn't care much for that, so I decided to break it up a bit more with just little pieces of junk. This is the kitchen. Kitchens are messy. So there's a bit of dust piling up, a few cobwebs that have fallen off. Heck, there's even a bone here from an old meal. Someone might want to pick that up. Oh, and there's a stray carrot. It's a messy place. Pirates aren't the most sanitary. Not this pirate. I'm a good pirate. Can't really say the same for my crew, though. I think I've been quite productive in today's episode. But while putting this episode together, I had a thought. All pirates have these certain qualities about them, things that make them a pirate. So I started going through the checklist. Do we have a pirate ship? Yes. So check. Do we have a pirate crew? Yes. Also check. Are we in a piratey environment? Well, despite being in the sky, yes, I'd say we do. So we must be pirates, right? We've got all these things. Well, that's when I realized, what are pirates most known for? I'll give you a hint. It starts with a T and ends in a treasure. Treasure! I forgot about the treasure! Everyone knows that pirates need to have treasure. Now, I think we all know that I'm not like most pirates. Heck, I have a ship that flies in the sky. And I'm certainly not gonna do any pillaging and plundering and such. But I still think we need to have a treasure. Or maybe a treasure hunt. And you know what? I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go put a box of goodies together and let's see if we can hide it somewhere. And then maybe we can make a treasure hunt around it. And then maybe one of our Junctioneer friends would like to go on a hunt to find it. Once we get that done, then I think we'll be real pirates. Now, what would people on the server find value in? Maybe a turtle helmet? Ooh, and diamonds. They definitely would like some diamonds. There we go. What else? Oh, I've got some extra totems lying around. I'm sure they'd like to have some of those. And maybe a couple pieces of netherite. Arr! And what pirate would I be if I didn't add a couple of hearts of the sea? And a conduit. And let's add a couple stacks of emerald blocks. A few book vouchers. A weirdly placed elytra. And a nether star, because nether stars are cool. I think this looks like a pretty good treasure chest. Now, what would be the best way to hide this? Well, I'm glad you asked, Past Liv, because I, Future Liv, have the answer. I've gone ahead and put together a collection of clues, and I intend to go and toss out the first clue for a lucky Junctioneer to find and hopefully use to go on my treasure hunt. So, all that's left to do now is bury the treasure and toss out the first clue, hoping that the current will take it somewhere for a lucky Junctioneer to find. And just like that, I think I can now call myself a real pirate! And with all that work done, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here and call it an episode. So anyways, I guess this is the part of the video where I say thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye!